resilience and stuff when they tie the game to, you know, score some few runs to win it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm proud that we hung in there and and battled all the way to the end. And we talked about before the game today that we're going to have to earn every victory. I mean, you have to earn it. You got to earn your victories when you're out there, and those guys earned it today. You know, Brian Atkins, you know, threw a decent game, gave up, you know, those two out hits. Spence came in and did a nice job. You know, he came in there and threw strikes and did a good job. And, you know, listen, they threw a bunch of different pitchers than us. And, hey, at the end of the day, we got to get a little bit tougher offensively. Okay, we need to be a little bit tougher. That's what we need to be. Okay, and that's exactly what I just told the kids. We need to be a little bit tougher. You know, mentally up there when we're on the plate. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to look for a bunch of guys tomorrow that are going to show a little bit of confidence when they're at the plate. Hey, credit their pitcher. Did a very nice job. Their starting pitcher did a good job. He really did. Threw a lot of strikes. Was throwing his off-speed pitches behind the count. He's very good. Did a very nice job against us. But we need to. That's kind of been a little bit of our theme, you know, in the last 2 weeks. So we need to get it going offensive. We need to get a little bit tougher up at the plate. Being tougher is fouling off pitches with 2 strikes. You know, and not looking at pitches, being a little bit tougher out, and when you get our pitches, being able to drive it and do something with it. I'm looking for that tomorrow.
Obviously, one win doesn't wipe away all of your midweek woes, but does at least take the monkey off the back for you guys?
I mean, you know, I know what you mean, but I don't think so. I don't think the guys really even thought about it. I didn't, to be honest with you. The bigger thing was getting the road win on Sunday, I think, in my mind. But you're right. I mean, it was a midweek win, and that's good. And, you know, it's something that, as I said before, I have been disappointed in it. At the end of the day, it's me. I mean, it's my responsibility. It's me. I got to figure out a way to do it. I mean, I tell you what, we have been tremendous at the midweek road games and midweek games, and to date, we haven't been very good at it. We need to switch some things up, and hopefully, we're able to do that and get on a little bit of a consistent roll now.
It's a bit of a test for your pitching staff with so many games in so few days, 6 games and 7 days.
It's a great point. I mean, you really got to map it out. And you know, at the end of the day, we're going to have to get some guys some opportunities that maybe haven't had a lot of opportunities so far. You know, look, I had to throw Spencer Davis tonight 3 innings, so he's out tomorrow. Obviously, you need to try to get him ready for Friday. Chris Matulis is certainly not in the mix tomorrow either. Hopefully, we can have Matulis and Spencer back, you know, for Friday against a very good Columbia team who beat Arizona on the road. So, but yes, I mean, we're going to have to really you know, balance our pitching staff as we get going. And what that means is, you know, ideally Skog can go deep into the game tomorrow for us and go from there.
So is Chris Matulis back in the bullpen, a utility starter? What's kind of his status now?
I like that, utility starter. Hey, that's good. I didn't even think of that. So that's a good one. I like that, utility starter. I might use that. That's it. That's a good switch. You beat me to that on that line, but no, yeah, that's kind of what he is. You know, that's what he is. This is what he's going to do. Most of the weeks of the game plan, like this week, as long as he's ready to bounce back, is that he'll come out of the pen on Friday, and depending on how much and if he pitches Friday and Saturday, he will then be ready, to start on Sunday. So how we're using this past weekend is how I want to draw it up. You know what I mean? Bring him out of the pen Friday, Saturday, and use him Sunday if we don't need to.
Skoglund going tomorrow night for you guys?
Skoglund's going tomorrow night.
You have a good week of practice? Has he improved since last time we saw him?
Yeah, I think so. I tell you one thing with Skog last week, what he did was he bounced back from, you know, kind of the shaky beginning. He really did. From the shaky beginning, and he ended up going, 6 innings, giving up 4 runs, and, you know, I think a couple of them, I believe, were 2 outs. So, you know, Skog's getting better and better and better. And like I said, I feel like he's thrown the ball very well the last couple outings. You know, I'll tell you what, at Bethune-Cookman, I know his line's not great, but for the first, 4 or 5 innings, he's thrown really, really well for us. But he needs to have, listen, him and Brian Atkins, if they're our midweek starters as of now, I mean, we got to win these games, and we got to do it. And B.A. did what he normally does tonight.
First home run of the season.
Well, it feels good to finally get a pitch and actually make good contact with it. I just got an inside fastball and just turned on it and got it, squared it up, and then I didn't think it was out, to be honest. And I started sprinting around first base and thinking also to hear the fans cheer. So at that point, I kind of knew it was gone. But yeah.
Were you a home run hitter out west?
Yeah, in high school, I was known as kind of a power guy. I was always a middle lineup. At my JUCO, I was always a middle lineup kind of guy. So yeah.
What's the biggest change playing in Florida? I guess you've been out west and elevation, Utah, and everything else. What's been the biggest change?
Down south, the humidity is brutal. The humidity will get you. I would say just the speed of the game, coming from a JUCO to a D1, the speed of the game is much different, but it's good. It's fun.
Talk about how hard it is to play 6 games, in 6 days.
Oh, it's not only is it a physical grind, but it's definitely a mental grind. You gotta just stick to it, stick to what your strong points are, and keep working on what isn't your strengths, and just keep focusing. And you can't get discouraged over one game. You just gotta let it both happen, and then it'll all come through in the end.
What kind of attracted you to come to UCF? It's a long way from home, you know, JUCO, Idaho, and being from Utah and everything else.
Well, I just wanted to come to a winning program, you know, and I came on a recruiting trip when we played Rice, and the atmosphere was absolutely unbelievable, and it just made me like realize like this is the place I want to come, and it was unbelievable. And then just want to come to a big time Florida. I've never been to Florida until I came here, and so warm weather, couldn't wait to get out of the cold weather, so that was nice.
So that visit, was that your first time you ever came to Florida?
Yep. My visit, yeah, it was.
Okay, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Parker.